Welcome back to the Vegan Test Kitchen. Today we are making almond quinoa muffins. I don't typically think of quinoa going into muffins, but that's what we're gonna do. And it's a nice healthy way of putting some extra fiber and protein and all those boring things in there. So here's what you're gonna need. Quinoa, flour, almond flour, dried apricots, maple syrup or agave nectar, vanilla soy milk, baking powder, cinnamon, canola oil, salt, vanilla extract, cardamom, flax seeds, ground. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, if you don't have cooked quinoa, is cook it. So we need 1/4 cup, we need 1 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa. I have about 1/2 cup right there, and you're supposed to ratio-wise put double the amount of water or liquid. So we're gonna put 1 cup of water with the quinoa and cook it for about 10-15 minutes. All right, let's turn it up to high, and then you're supposed to wait till it boils to add the quinoa. That's what the interwebs said. All right, we're boiling. So now we're gonna add the quinoa, and we're gonna lower it down to a simmer and let it cook for about 10 minutes. You know what we didn't do was rinse it. Normally I wouldn't care, but you're really supposed to rinse quinoa if it's... So this came in packaging that was not... You know what, let's just rinse it. You're supposed to rinse it until the water's clear. They said that there's like a bitter oil that's on the seeds, and if you don't rinse that off, then it might affect the taste. All right, now let's add the cutback and turn on the burner. Already off to a great start. All right, now let's put the lid on, bring it down to a simmer, and boil for 10 minutes. While that is cooking, we're going to chop up the apricots. Now what we're going to do is grind the flax seeds. Now if you have ground flax seeds, obviously use that. I don't, so I'm going to use my nifty coffee grinder. I wouldn't suggest putting it in a food processor because you need a tablespoon, so it would be not even worth it to grab that out just for this small amount. Bonus coffee flavor. All right, 10 minutes is up, so we're gonna check the quinoa. All of the liquid's supposed to be absorbed. I'm gonna move it too. The longer it sits, I think the fluffier it will become. It's mostly absorbed, so I think we're good. So we're gonna let that sit for a while we do everything else. Preheat the oven to 350, and then we're gonna get a muffin tin. We're supposed to lightly grease it. Okay, let's whisk together the soy milk and the flax seed, and then we're supposed to let it sit for a minute. All right, so I'm going to grease the muffin tin with Earth Balance. If you haven't heard of Earth Balance, it's a great vegan butter margarine thing. We're gonna lightly oil this tin. It's already a non-stick tin and I just bought it, so it shouldn't be that bad. All right, we're all greased up. Let's check on the quinoa, just for fun. Looking good. Okay, now that that's greased up and that has sat for a minute, we're gonna whisk in the oil, maple syrup, and vanilla. Okay, now that that is all mixed up, we're gonna grab a big mixing bowl. Bam! We're gonna sift together the flour, the almond meal or flour, baking powder, salt, and the spices, which are the cardamom and cinnamon. So let's sift this together. Now we're supposed to put the wet ingredients in there and mix it around just until it's incorporated. However, before that, I'm going to get the quinoa out and measure it because we need a cup, 1 1/4 cup. All right, now let's add the wet ingredients. All right, it looks just incorporated, so now we're gonna add, it says to gently fold in the quinoa, so naturally just dump it in there. It says to do this until most of the big lumps are gone. I didn't really see any lumps after I mixed everything in anyway. Oh, we're supposed to add the apricots too. Now, if you don't like apricots or you just can't find them, you can also do currants. We got apricots. Okay, I think we're pretty much good. Now let's put it in the muffin tin. I don't know how to evenly do this because it's supposed to all go in here, so we'll just spoon some out if we need to. Oh, they all look so even, I don't know where to put this. There maybe, right there, there, right there. All right, I think we're good. Now let's stick it in the oven for 20 to 22 minutes. Starting to smell the cinnamon. All right, we're gonna check on this a little bit earlier because I'm scared it's gonna burn because my oven is way off. It's pretty clean when I put a toothpick in. So what I'll probably do is just turn the oven off and let it sit in there for another 5 minutes because I want to make sure they're done. All right, let's pull them out. I'm gonna put another toothpick in there just to be safe. Another 5 more minutes. Now let's pull it out for a second time. All right, we're gonna let these cool for a few minutes before we eat them. Let's try them. So I'm opening them up. They're still really hot. Should probably have you know what, let's let them cook for a little longer. All right, now that they have cooled, you know, the first thing you notice obviously is they haven't risen as much as a typical muffin, but if they taste good, that's all I care about. The inside is pretty much done, but I probably should have left them in there for maybe 5 more minutes. Let's try. So, they're a little bland, to be honest with you. They're not bad. Once you get a piece of apricot, it really gives you like a flavor boost. And it's nice to know there's quinoa in here, which gives you that fiber and protein, you know. Would I make these again? Probably not. But you know what? Tomorrow morning, I'm probably gonna eat these. So that tells you how not horrible they are. If you wanna try these, go for it. I would eat them if somebody gave them to me, but I probably wouldn't go through the effort of making them again. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, hit a thumbs up. I would love you for it. And of course, tune in for more and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. I will see you soon.